Okay, so the sacrifice is just smelling up the place? I think they skin the sacrifice. You have to keep in mind that in the sacrificial system, not just in Israel, but throughout the Near East, the animal the food was given to the priest, as the special portions were given on the altar. And so oftentimes we think of it as like just taking an animal, cutting his throat, and throwing it up there and burning him, so it would smell really bad because all that burning fur and stuff. But if we actually went back in time, it'd probably be more like a barbecue. They skin the animals, and they take the different portions of the meat and put it on there. And they would burn some completely, but the other would be used by the priest. And so the idea of the sacrifice itself smelling really bad probably wasn't the case. But I think you're on the right track in terms of the smells. Because incense would be like an air freshener.
Does it have to do with the hygiene?
Yeah, it could be the hygiene. Today we have the highest hygiene ever. The only time hygiene has got even anywhere close to what it is today, maybe the late Roman nobility class, where they took baths every day. But all through the ancient world, you were lucky if you got a bath a year. Even probably during your great-grandparents. I mean, think of life before central air and heating, especially central heating in the wintertime. Just think about it. If you're going to take a bath, there's no central heating. That means whatever temperature it is outside, that's the temperature on the inside. Okay, so think about that. It's wintertime, even here in Dallas, in the wintertime. It's 20, 25, 30 degrees. That's what it is in the house. And you're going to take a bath? And so very often people didn't take baths until it warmed up, the summertime. When is the big wedding months? Tell me the big wedding months. When do brides want to get married? Come on, guys, you know. June weddings. Isn't that it? June weddings. Is it a coincidence that June weddings happens to be when it starts warming up? No. That's the reason they would wait to get married in June, because you could take a bath. Because in the wintertime you couldn't take a bath, and that wasn't a very pleasant thought for the honeymoon. It's been like 6 months since you had a bath and you're going to have a honeymoon. No, they wanted to wait until you could have your yearly bath, started warming up. I was talking to my granddad. He said on his honeymoon they stayed with some relatives in Arkansas, and he got up in the morning and had to chip the water out of the basin. He had to take an ice pick and chip the water because there was no central heat. So, I'm just saying that hygiene is, if you want something to thank God for, that's it, that we live in a time very high hygiene. There wasn't any deodorant. There wasn't, the perfumes, were for the rich people. And so you get a bunch of people inside the temple, hadn't had a bath in a couple of years. Maybe some animals in there for the sacrifice. See what I'm talking about? You're beginning to understand the reason this incense burning traditions. Plus it creates smoke, and smoke creates that sort of holy atmosphere inside. We had a smoke machine in chapel one time to try to create an atmosphere of worship by having the smoke and the light coming through the windows. It was really nice. I think I did get closer to God that day because it created an aura, kind of Spielberg thing with the shafts of light coming through. The problem was during the sermon it kept going off. It's like it's possessed. I think they even unplugged it, and it's still